right, Scream Fest might be coming to an end here. We're waiting on one other film called The Red Mask. We'll see if that ends up happening. They told me they're going to send me the screener like 10 times now, and it just doesn't come. Maybe it'll come. I don't know. But it is 2:30 in the morning. I was going to go to bed right when this finished, but I kind of had to talk about it, to be honest. So I set up this shit real quick, and I'm here to talk about A Fisherman's Tale from Mexico. So now this is a film that definitely felt like it is very culturally relevant. Especially, I had done a very, very basic, small little bit of research into this because I had never heard of this creature. I'm not even going to attempt to try to say the word, but I was like, I don't know what that is, so I kind of looked it up, and it's very, very like relegated to this small lake, and this village that's around it. So this feels very intimate. It feels very, uh, you know, hyper specific to like the region, and there's such a cool vibe to this film that felt so authentic. This genuinely felt like a small lake town village in Mexico, and honestly, I just kind of loved this movie. I just really vibed with it. I really loved how it was shot. It uses natural light for pretty much everything, from what I could tell. And it actually gave it this like film, like shot on film quality. I don't know if this was shot on film or not, but it did give it that. It was also in like 4:3 aspect ratio, or at least box ratio. I don't know if that's the ratio for sure. And yeah, I mean, this is kind of like how I would have wanted like The Curse of La Llorona or something to be, had it, been helmed by like an indie director who just wanted to make a Mexican horror film that felt true to the culture and to the region, to the area. I love the performances in this from everybody. I thought they felt very authentic as well. Really raw, very cool. This is definitely not going to be a film for everyone. When I went on online looking at reviews, I saw a good amount of negativity towards this one, saying it was boring, this and that. Yeah, I mean, I was never bored. I was kind of enamored with it throughout. The one criticism, and this isn't even really a criticism because I feel like this is something that I could rectify on a future viewing of this, which I would definitely watch this again, is I was having a bit of a hard time differentiating the characters. There's a few young ladies in this that have a similar look to them, and I was just like, wait, which one's which again? And it was kind of throwing me because something would happen with one, and then I'd be like, wait, is that the one that's doing this or not? There's also like this really beautiful. Oh, I shouldn't say also, because that would mean that I'm carrying over the negatives of that. No, I'm done with that. That's really the only issue I had with the film. And if I watched it again and I paid better attention, and now that I know everything, I'd be looking specifically, and I'd probably be able to figure that out, no problem. The story's told through like multiple different characters throughout the village. The village in this just feels so tight knit and, as I said, authentic. And I loved that about the film. You know, being in America, being somebody who watches, a lot of American cinema, this like really glossy aesthetic to things, and a lot of films feel very similar, and this felt like a departure from the norm, and something that felt much more, as I said, raw and authentic, and something that felt unique for me. So yeah, that just made this so much more alluring to me. Um, there's a lot of like drama and confront you know, strife between characters, um, and as I was trying to get to earlier, there's this really compelling and beautiful like romance that's going on between these two characters, and you know, it's kind of a forbidden love and seemingly unrequited at points, but you also are like, is that just because, you know, whatever. So I really loved where all that ended up, and I thought that the movie was very tragic and very haunting, and very beautiful. And I think that the last scene, coupled with the last bits of imagery, which are shot underwater, are very haunting and tragic. And you know, as far as like the creature goes and the horror stuff, I liked that stuff a lot. I thought that, you know, while it is used very sparingly, and some could argue that like it's not even necessary to the film, um, I agree and disagree. So where I agree is that I think this movie's so strong on its own without the horror inclusion of our creature, that all the other stuff dramatically works, so much that, as I said, I don't need the horror there to make this. So I still would probably feel very similarly, but because I'm a horror guy and the horror is there for sure, because this movie has a very creepy score. I thought that the score complemented this film so well. I really enjoyed how it played with this movie and how it amplified scenes. Um, you know, so I thought that stuff was great. You know, and the inclusion of it, I'm of course always gonna be here for. Um, but yeah, I can see that, right? Like, so that's like where I'm in an agreement, and then of course, like, you know, where I'm in a disagreement with it is that, like, I think I think that while it is not in the movie a ton, I always feel like it's present. I always feel like this village is steeped in superstition, and that, you know, there's always hints of it going on, and there's people who are trying to deny it, and there's people who are trying to deal with it, and there's people who are, you know, fully in on it. And yeah, I mean, this movie's only like an hour and 40. I feel like it packs a whole lot in. There's a lot of character stuff going on in here. um, and as far as the creature goes, as I said, just, yeah, I mean, the creature at points is this very attractive, completely nude, not shying away from it at all. Very white woman. I'm assuming this is like skin paint tone. I don't know. Maybe they found a woman that's this light, but very gorgeous. You know, it's very like siren-y, or mermaids, which I really liked about it. There is some CG used in this, one scene in particular, which was not great, but honestly, because it's low budget, and as much as I was loving the rest of the film, I didn't care. I just rolled with it. I was just like, okay, like that's the means they have, to do this scene, and I'm okay with it. I think it still looked cool enough. I mean, yeah, it's not the best CG, but I don't really care. Um, but yeah, man, I just there's so much going on in this. There's, the project I would compare it to as far as like the town and how how it felt for me is the show 30 Coins on HBO, which I love as well. Now that is way more like bombastic with its creature stuff and its budget and all of that stuff. But it just had a similar kind of vibe. Sin Nombre, it had some elements of that for me. Um, yeah, a lot of the characters in this are young. They're like, kids to young adults, like maybe 14, 15 to like 20. Um, and then there's adults as well. And, but I don't know. I don't know how this one's going to play. I feel like if you're vibing with the tone of this one, I know I say this a lot, but like this is true of these types of movies. Like if you're really vibing with this one for like 15, 20 minutes, then it's probably gonna continue to keep vibing with you. But I'm so glad that I got this one. This is one that Kaylee probably would have really enjoyed, and she just got really burnt out. She's, obviously she's working all the time, and she can't join me on every one of these, and she was just like 20 films is my limit. I can't do anymore. And I'm like, all right, I'll just watch the rest without you. So it's only been a few, but I feel like this is the one she missed out on, right? I think this is a really good one, and one I wouldn't mind watching with her again in the future. So this one's cool. Definitely check out a trailer. um, if this sounds somewhat up your alley, just check it out, man. Support the film. It's going to be at Screamfest here in LA, and hopefully they'll get distribution if they don't already, and they can get this out sometime sooner than later. So really cool movie. I know that this is a film that's probably going to, you know, take a little while to find its audience, but I think that I hope that it finds a good audience for it, because it deserves it, and I think this is a very cool um, feature. So that's that. It's 2:45 in the morning. Little tired, a little loopy. I'm not. Maybe my words aren't perfectly coming out, but hey, off the cuff. 2 minutes after the movie ended at 2:45 in the morning with no edits and no prep. I think I said mostly everything. I really love the performances, though. I do. I really love the main two girls um, that that this movie. You'll know what I'm talking about when I say the main two girls that end up being major players in the end of the movie. I thought they were just wonderful, and everybody. I mean, I thought everyone was really great. So I don't want to just be like focus on them, because I think everybody in this movie does a wonderful job, and I think this is a really well shot film. I think the music and all that stuff, it's good, man. And when you see movies like this, you want to make sure you say every word right, and you're trying to sell it right, and this isn't a film that I won't talk about in another video. So I always want to get everything out in this one take. I'm trying to see if I forgot anything, stalling for time. Um, I don't think so. But yeah, I mean, if you worked on the picture, definitely let people know below about the lake and about this creature and some cool things about the area, because this is all new to me, but I was a fan. So thank you, and I'll see you in the comments. Adios.